this is what the J-Bo shit is, all right? First of all, we're gonna backtrack to 2000 and I'm gonna say 2010. It was 2010. In 2010, no. Let me go back further. Let me go back before that. In 2008, before I was sentenced, I was in a Lovejoy or whatever, the holdover facility in Atlanta when you're waiting to go to the feds, right? So while I'm in this facility, they building a side. They're building and constructing a new side of the facility while I was housed there, okay? They was building it. I believe it was called F-Pods or something. It was a new side. I never had got to go to it. It wasn't done, I believe, when I got there. It wasn't done when I got there, okay? So I left and go to prison, right? And when I went to prison, I speed up. Here come 2010. They called us all, the government called all of the main BMF members back to court, okay, when Wu was coming in. That's how they scare nigga. They automatically just writ you out of your prison. And they didn't tell me, they didn't ask me, none of that. McKnight, pack it up. And I'm like, for what? You going to court? I'm like, I'm finna get out in like 4-5 months. I'm going to court for. Like, damn, I think I'm finna get in trouble again. So I get to Tallahassee, number one. I get to Tallahassee. Guess who I ride back down to Atlanta from Tallahassee with 11 hours handcuffed to? Guess, take one guess.
Big Meech.
Big Meech. So we ride, it's my first time seeing him since he been locked up in 05. It's 2010, okay? So me and him handcuffed together. Now, do you imagine that the government did this on purpose, I guess? But we handcuffed together riding down. Now we both, as far as I'm concerned, don't know what the they bringing us back. We trying to figure it out. What you think it's for? He thinking it's about how the Eric Pettis nigga was talking some shit back then. I didn't even know the Eric Pettis nigga. So he like, man, I think it's about this Eric Pettis nigga, man. This nigga been talking crazy, man. Might be some shit about him. I'm like, well, it can't be because I don't know this nigga. Why would they be bringing me back for this shit? You know what I'm saying? Nah, it's got something else. So get down there. Now, when I get back to the first of all, we stopped at the holdover in Atlanta. That's the middle. That's where where the bus come from, Tallahassee. Take you to the holdover in Atlanta. So when me and Meech got there, he on I think he was a medium at the time and I'm a low. So they put me on a certain floor and they put him on a certain floor. So that's when we separated. So he gone and I'm gone. But I was housed in Lovejoy. I never was housed in the holdover right there at USP. So what they doing is they're sending me back to my housing unit that I was in before I got sentenced and went to prison. In the same place I was at before I went to prison, okay? The same unit, the same house, damn near the same cell. I went in 3 cells down from where I was at before, and a lot of people know this. If you go back to your old prison, you'll be in your same housing unit normally. If you violate or whatever and you go back to prison after you get out, you'll be damn near right where you left from, the same prison and the same unit, because you already got your paperwork and your shit is there. You're housed there, you feel me? So I was there. Now, if I'm not mistaken, these crew of niggas was arrested a year before me. And when they first start arresting all the BMF niggas, they had them niggas all where Young Thug and all them niggas is at Rice Street, downtown and all these. A lot of them, it wasn't a bunch of BMF niggas in the holdover where I was at. You know what I'm saying? From the beginning of the shit, they had them. See, I came a year later and they had me in Lovejoy in a new facility or whatever, you know, for the space that they had. That's where I went. And that's where I was classified in that unit. Now, I believe the F-Pod was for people that was coming in from different places, transit, that hadn't been housed, and then you get housed from F-Pod. So when you come there, that's where you go, on the bus. But me, I had already been housed there, so they sent me back, I think, to D-Pod, where I was at before. I know I was in the same unit I was in before. So what J-Bo said on the interview was, oh, when they brought us all back to court, they had Bleu on one side and had us on another side. They had a separate T on us. They ain't never had no mother separate T on us, on none of us. They ain't had one on me. They ain't had one on J-Bo. Me and Meech was handcuffed together. How the f they had a separate T on us? If me and Meech was handcuffed, rolled down from this place for all the way 11 hours together, handcuffed together. You feel me? He can't deny that. That's what we did. You know what I'm saying? So there was unless them niggas had a separate T on me, I never seen no separate T. I never was a part of a separate T that I was aware of at all. Them niggas, if they had been there in an E-Pod or D-Pod or whatever, that's where they would have went to when they came back there. They went to the first place they was classified to when they got there. That didn't mean that they was supposed to necessarily be with me. That's why he had to say, I don't have to see no paperwork. I know a nigga ratted. Because it ain't no paperwork to support that I told on nothing what he talking about. He said, we was there about Wu. That mean pull the paperwork up that I was telling about Wu, that I told on Wu. That was Wu coming through while they brought the whole BMF back at that point to go to court. But we didn't have to go to court. They just brought us back so they could scare Wu. That's how the prosecution worked. They get us all brought back and then they tell his lawyers, yeah, we got Bleu in the building, Big Meech in the building, J-Bo in the building, Ill in the building, D-Shot in the building, Bull in the building. You know, or whoever, Bull wasn't in the building, but you know, whoever that they got on that indictment, that's from BMF, they got them all back in the building. So do any of these people got information against you, or do you want to plea out? That's how they get you to plea out. Didn't nobody say nothing. From my understanding, nobody that came there said nothing. Nobody told. All niggas from my clique, I believe, almost all niggas from my clique, because it was like Crazy Cuzzo, Country Cuzzo, a couple of them niggas from T-Side was in there. You know what I'm saying? But they ended up getting pulled back, I think, for that same situation. I think a couple niggas did.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon. So hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.